linked rules references on your portable device. I mean, bang, you know, it's no more break 10 minutes, we got to figure out the rule on this. You know, it can work real good. So most of you are old school players, huh? I guess I don't have to go through my background for you all. I know you were party animals yesterday, so, as was he. Thanks to everybody who came to the party. Please consider coming to Franken Party next year, always the Wednesday before the con. We had over 100 people at my house yesterday, and my wife did all the cooking for all of them. A couple of years ago, your party, in the course of normal adventuring, ran across rumors of some very remote and very deadly swamp. First, it's supposed to be perfectly circular, very strange just from that respect only. It is said to be an blighted zone, Druid, and not something that anybody really ever goes to. It's so remote that it's sort of like the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. You got to go way the hell down there to find it in the first place, and there's nothing else to do once you get there. California jokes, okay, that's missing a few people. Yeah, it's where the main shipyard is for Greater LA. You take one wrong turn near the Queen Mary and you're lost. You're dead. You'll get loaded and wake up in China or something. So you started collecting rumors, and the rumors, of course, conflicted greatly. Nobody ever comes back. Those that do come back, most of the party's been wiped out, etc. But one thing that keeps tweaking your interest is mention of a gadget that causes regeneration. And this is one of the legendary things for most characters, you know, in most, wow, regeneration is your big ticket. That brings you back, makes you free of clerics generally, all sorts of good stuff. Regrow arms, heads, you know, whatever you tend to lose. So, that being the main impetus, it does turn out that there is allegedly a dragon lair in this swamp. So you figure swamp dragon of some sort. Caution, if you're used to standard AD&D dragons, I am always an out-of-the-box kind of designer. If you've read my works, don't expect plain old normal everyday critters in any of my events, including this one. So there's this perfectly round swamp. There's a map that you have cobbled together, just homemade, based on the rumors you found, which says that it's perfectly round. There's something in the middle that they call the Eye of God for some reason. No idea why. Somewhere to the north of that is this dragon lair. Not sure where exactly, but to the west of this Eye of God in the middle is this forest of dead trees, and there's allegedly a path leading to that, which could mean you don't have to go slogging through miles of swamp. And I do mean miles because the thing is 7 miles across, east, west, north, south, perfectly circular swamp. Now, in the published version, the map's a lot nicer, but my printer screwed up and didn't print out the player map. So deal with it. This is your starting map for today's event. Feel free to pass it around, but there's not much to be gained from it.
You've done your research, you've gone to their website, and you've seen what they have, and you'll see every time. The front page of any big company's website has their most popular product, the product that they want to push the most. So the Hasbro boys probably have Star Wars on that front page. So you want to slant your game towards what they think is their best product. Same thing with Wizards of the Coast, same things with Pathfinder, the Troll Lord games, they're the same deal. The biggest sellers that they have are going to be the first things on their website. And so if you can, you want to slant your products towards that. So for example, with the Troll Lord boys, they have this hardbound book, a book of familiars. A familiar is something a wizard summons, and the wizard gets a few powers from the familiar, and the familiar gets a few powers from the wizards. But it's a big hardbound book, and they want to sell the heck out of it. So maybe you guys do an adventure that does a lot of stuff with familiars. So when you present it to Steve, you say, Steve, I've got this great adventure, and it uses familiars from your hardbound book. Steve sees this marketing synergy there, and he's more inclined to say, I'll look at it, then go away, you're bothering me. So that's the type of thing you want to do, and that's why we study our targets. Which takes us to spell checker and writer programs. You would be amazed at the dunces who submit product without putting it through spell checker. It astounds me. I just can't believe it. I mean, I just had to edit something for the Goodman Games boys, and they have a big booth here. And so they did a bunch of Metamorphosis Alpha products. Metamorphosis Alpha is my science fiction role-playing game, and actually it's the 40th anniversary of the role-playing game this year. And so I'm very proud of it. It was the first science fiction role-playing game, and the Goodman Games boys are doing 8 to 9 products last year and this year. Uh-oh. Anyway, they're doing 8 to 9 products, so I had to read through them, and most of them were generally pretty good. But one guy had spelling errors through the whole thing. It was awful. And so I wrote back to Joseph, Joseph, this designer is terrible. He didn't bother to spell check. And admittedly, there's lots of weird rules, lots of weird words in Metamorphosis Alpha that aren't in any spell checker. But he was messing up the theirs and the easy words. So you absolutely have to put it through a spell checker several times. And then there's this wonderful product called Write Writer. And you can Google Write Writer, and you can buy it online. It's a grammar program. And let me tell you, I use it on every single product that I make. It checks my grammar for me, because generally designers have terrible grammar and can't spell. And Bruce can attest to this, as he's read through many a designer product.
Original D&D.
Yes, that's right. Original D&D was awful. You couldn't even translate that thing. But anyway, Write Writer is a program that you have to own. It costs $29. And especially for writers like yourself, I don't care how great your grammar is, you really want to throw it through there.
Actually, okay, I was going to say, actually that's what I use the money from the Kickstarter for, is I use it for an editor.
Oh, yeah, sure, exactly. So what Write Writer does, it picks out things that you're doing too much of. I use the word that too many times. So Write Writer points that out to me, so I go looking through my manuscript for every single that that's in it, and I get rid of them. And Write Writer does that all the time. Oh man, passive voice. I find that active, aggressive people, like myself, have a big problem with passive voice. We put it way too much in our products. Well, Write Writer spots every single bit of passive voice and shows you how to get rid of it. So you guys, if you do any writing at all, you really need the Write Writer program. Yes?
How much is that?
It's only $29. Dirt cheap. And you can also, you can get online, you can just type in writewriter.com and it'll take you there. And they'll send it to you online, and then they'll also send a disc. So it's a terrific deal. And the disc also has a style book in it as well, besides Write Writer.
Okay.
So basically, I don't care how good a writer or how good a grammarian you are, you really need to do it. Yeah, there's nothing worse than having 5 spelling errors on the first page of your proposal. It's just not good.
Wayne misses all the way around. Look at ugly. All right. All right. So you wounded the one that's on the druid? 7. You can't dropping that. Dropping it.
Right up to the next guy.
Exactly. All the way down. You've got the remains of one of these 2-headed hellhounds and 6 of these burgundy. All dead. All down.
Woman.
No, the woman. Yeah. You need a saber. Yeah. 30. Yep, that's kind of a lot of damage for a regular human from those guys. All right.
Mom, we're supposed to wrap it in a ball? We are. You were going to give me one.
I need this with customer service.
Okay. I know you will.
Sweet Russell's anybody up there?
Last night, though, I was pretty good.
We've grown here.
Did it work?
Yeah.
You have to put up one, so make sure it is. And are you at medium? Where are you at?
I dropped to high.
That's 4.
No, I dropped from very high to high.
Okay, so that's separation 2. Yeah. Right, so if you're at high, so that's brown, low, you're at medium right now, but you need to move up 1 more. So that means, unfortunately, because of the separation, what happens now, there would be a shot here, but he's 2 different. You can only do 1. So see how there's 2 difference there? So he's firing his bullets, but he can't get the angle to shoot the guy. Now, and then this one, Dave, if you would have fired, you would have got a shot. But Merry Christmas to Hans. Hans put two fires.
We're nice to each other.
Alright, so...
Nice move, by the way. I was late.
Alright, so... Next
So we got that all figured out. The next thing, let's see. Oh, down in the lower right-hand corner is the point value of the unit.
Yeah, that's your building point.
That's your build. Right. We got to talk about command squadron and engineering. These are what's called command. Okay? Correct.
This is for these.
Correct. Okay, cool. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is the next 2 turns. One on top is going to be your first turn. The one underneath is going to be your...
So far.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. Gondor's good. Gondor is good.
All right, I'm Mark. Shut up.
Are we sticking with the same?
Michael, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
No action.
No hits.
Times? No hits. Yes.
So do you able to get him in heavy fist?
Well, I'm just so you know, he's already armor class 8. He goes up to unhittable.
Get 12. Hit for 12. Full 12 on 2. Yeah.
Yes. So he's within 7, both range against offended.
Take a look at the photograph.
Hi, Lloyd. Hey, Diesel. How you doing? Hi, Jeff. Pretty good. It takes off the glasses. Keep going. There we go. Thank you. Hi, Jeff.
I'm having mixed feelings about
Could be an interesting video here. I have no idea what's going on. We should start a rumor here.
I don't think you'll need to start anything. Sometimes these things go all by themselves.
Excellent.
I suggest all of the silo in front and the cavalry behind in the center. Another way to stop this front line. I'm not bothered. Let me only fight with 3 against foot. If they're going to have one on, they're going to have a 4 against the 5 because they haven't fought before. Right? So let's start again. Here we go. We're going to start. Oh, move these up. Don't move these 2 up. Move in front of the other one. Okay. Here we are continuing again. Okay, you have a 4 against his 2. 4 to 2.
And I have right away.
So you fly over the end of the forest, you see that their bodies are still hanging from these cords.
And the nearest tree has 4 corpses.
They finally clear the rest of the forest, and you are in its black, brackish water. Dead trees that rise out of the claw of the sky.
You're okay?
Bless you. He has wheel damage.
So what they do is
that was attack on 15, and you're going 21.
So that everybody has worked, with commune spells from the cousin of Tensor, and Tensor's kind of entire planes and whatever. They found out that you're going to be dealing somehow with a temple or a plane situation devoted to the arch, nemesis Gary, which, if we ever go to print with this at some point, we'll have to change the name, I guess, at this point. That's a wholly owned product of, Hasbro. So at this point, you're going to be going to some spot, trying to rescue the lad if at all possible, if not, inflict major punishment upon these swine. And know that we have a young lady. Okay, I thought I had something on here 13 plus, and we can do it, but that means I have to try to be a little more careful in my descriptions.
Don't worry, I'm 15 and
15, okay, all right. But I'm glad though that you don't mind swearing, and there might be. This is a spot where there's very, very bad people who do things that are not necessarily appropriate to other people.
more fun.
Okay, Good.
us in the room, or
She's a grizzled, battle-scarred veteran of gaming.
Hold on, I gotta lock the door real quick.
There's nothing to do with me. I can hardly even walk anymore. I'm hardly dangerous. Unless we can figure out a time machine or a potion of longevity or something, then maybe something good can happen, or a wish spell.
Let me put it this way, Ernie. She's running a D&D game at her high school, and what she's currently doing to her players has got me intimidated.
Oh, I was going to say, she got expelled or
No, excellent. Yesterday, though, there was a couple of children with a dad. The dad had played a little bit, and somebody else had brought him in, a work friend. And these two children, this is their first game. A boy of maybe...
He was 16.
Was he?
He was 16. I know, he didn't look 16.
He seemed like he was 10.
Yeah.
And the girl's like 12. And so
And she looked older than him.
I was tiptoeing as we did all this. So you found out that this is going to end up somehow going to another plane or universe where they believe, from all they found out, that the gods cannot help you anymore except for the spells that you already will have. Once you get to that spot, you're going to go to an in-between spot, which is guarded by some nemesis, some sort of mercenary force or something like this, at the portal that leads into this other realm. Okay, so you'll still be within the world of Greyhawk.
Before we head off into the hinterlands.
I think we're good. So basically our mission is to...
You need to find out if a splinter group of Al Jazeera, no, that's not it. You need to find out if a splinter group of the Islamic State has entered this part of the world and is planning to destroy these Incan ruins. That's your mission from the United Nations. Research facility in the Big Hat Lake, in the middle of the Freedom Marsh.
Do you know what she's researching?
We don't know what she's researching. So she's probably worth investigating if you wish to, but she may also be helpful. Rectangular huts arranged in an oval. D is the Gauto Indian settlement in a scrub tree clearing. There are three
How do you know when you are approaching the big hut? Alligator skulls hang from trees surrounding it.
Alright, that helps.
That
helps.
Oh, see? I'm not perfectly a liar. I'm pretty good.
Okay, now I'd like to interrogate him.
Would you like interrogate me? All right, fine, interrogate me.
We know you know something.
Yeah, I know a lot.
Well, do you really want me to know that we're somebody other than... I could just be, you don't have to be something to be able to interrogate, I'm a businessman.
Well, he knows a lot. He's willing to,
and a drunk at this point, right? Anyway, I'm a businessman, and when you're in the boardroom, you have to come in powerfully, and you have to interrogate and get the information so you can make the best deal.
Well, he's drunk now. He wants to talk.
Might I remind you of an inquisitor on your staff here, a real femme fatale, a real Don Juan.
Let's seduce him.
Yes. Well,
I'm already drunk. It's not going to be difficult.
You have an interrogation skill of D10. Why don't you ask him a question and don't roll a 1? Just roll a 10. Yeah, roll it down. You roll a 1, I'm going to lie.